Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Get to Know Shinko with me, your host, Noah Shenandoah. Today, we're on a mission. We're on a mission to introduce you to some of the incredible businesses right here in Shenandoah County and some of the incredible business owners and leaders who are making it all possible. Today, I'm in downtown Woodstock on Lawyers Row visiting with Melissa Freakley, who is the owner of Freakley Law Group. Melissa, it's great to have you on Get to Know Shinko.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Got a couple questions for you today.
Okay.
First one is, what makes Shenandoah County a great place to do business?
Honestly, it's the neighborhood feel for me.
Yeah.
As a former military spouse,
Mm-hmm.
I've lived a lot of different places and worked a lot of
Sure.
different places. I started my career in upstate New York
Okay.
and practiced in Georgia. We've
Okay,
also
yeah.
lived in North Carolina and Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
And Shenandoah County really is special.
Mm.
I love that my clients are also my neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, it's the people who I go and get coffee from in the morning. It's the
Yeah.
people who teach my children. It's the
Yeah.
business leaders I sit next to at Rotary.
Sure.
And I feel like people come here and we all bring our unique set of skills
Mm-hmm.
and we try to give back and add value. And I'm
Yeah.
proud to be a part of it.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Second question for you. Tell us a little bit about your law firm, what you specialize in, kind of what makes your practice unique.
So Freakley Law Group is an elder law focused law firm.
Okay.
I currently sit on the board of directors for the Virginia Academy of Elder Law Attorneys.
Okay.
I also did a specialized certification in law school in estate planning.
Okay.
So
Great.
elder law has always been near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited to be able to start a law firm that focuses on it.
Yeah.
So elder law includes, estate planning, so wills,
Okay.
trusts, powers of attorney, advanced medical directives,
Sure.
transfer on death deeds. It also includes special needs planning,
Okay.
Medicaid planning,
Wow.
guardianships, conservatorships. I do guardian ad litem work for incapacitated
Okay.
adults. And on the back end, after someone passes away, it
Mm-hmm.
includes estate and trust administration. I'll serve as a fiduciary when
Okay.
needed for estates and trusts. And sometimes we do some fiduciary litigation if a file goes that way.
Yeah.
We also do small business formation.
Okay. Yeah, which is near and dear to my heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in that, we focus on succession planning
Okay.
for small businesses.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So next question for you. Your firm emphasizes listening to clients and kind of avoiding one-size-fits-all solutions. Can you give me an example of how this plays out, maybe estate planning or even small business formation?
Yes. So, often we'll have clients come to us and they come in with these giant estate planning binders or
Mm-hmm.
giant small business formation binders with their
Yeah.
operating agreement or their trust.
Sure.
They have no idea what any of it means. Nobody
Yeah,
took
I can-
time to sit down with them and
Yeah.
talk about it. They're not even sure that it accomplishes their goals.
What they're hoping. Sure. Yeah.
And here at Freakley Law Group, because we are such a boutique small law firm,
Mm-hmm.
we really are able to connect with our clients.
Mm-hmm.
So we know them all by name.
Yeah.
I know their spouses' names. I know
Yes.
when
Their
they're going on
kids,
vacation,
yes.
all
Right,
of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're able to create like a really custom product that isn't
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of stuff they don't really need.
Sure.
I can take the time to sit down with them and really make sure they understand it and
Mm-hmm.
accomplishes their goals. And that's the most important thing to me at the end of the day is that people walk away with documents they actually understand.
Yes, because in this world, that's not always the case.
No,
Yes. Yeah. That's great. Okay. So the fourth question for you, estate planning can feel intimidating to a lot of people. How do you make conversations about wills and trusts, future planning feel approachable instead of overwhelming? And kind of the secondary piece of that is, when should people start thinking about estate planning?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Mhm.
It can be intimidating.
Yeah.
It's scary to come into a lawyer's office. And then,
Yeah.
on top of that, you're talking about a difficult subject.
Yeah.
So we get that. And
Sure.
we've tried to make the process, as simple and easy and comfortable for people as possible, from
Mhm.
how we do the questionnaire to the consultation to the execution appointment.
Mhm.
We've really given it a lot of thought and tried to make it as seamless as possible.
Sure.
When you have the consultation with me, it's just talking, it's a conversation. You can have a cup of tea, we sit and
Yeah.
visit together. Even picking the space that I didn't want anything that felt really corporate
Right.
and
Sterile
overwhelming.
kinda- yeah.
It's a fun historic property on Lawyers Row, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a relaxed process.
Yeah.
And to your other question
Yeah.
about when should people start estate
Yes.
planning,
Mhm.
Unfortunately, most of my clients come to me towards the end of their life, and that has a whole host of problems associated with it. We've got concerns about capacity sometimes at that point. Do
Yeah.
they really understand
Saying
what they're
doing.
doing?
Right.
It can be just physically hard to like get out, come here, even for me to go meet with them. They might be bedbound. It can be difficult.
Yeah.
And if we're worried about a will contest, it's not ideal to be doing planning close in time to your death.
Yeah.
So it's great if people plan much earlier in life.
Yeah.
For married couples with children or anybody with small children, you should really have a plan in place when your kids are minors, so that if something were to happen to parents, you have a chance to name who would take care of your kids, and you can plan for how those assets will be managed. For anybody who wants to do something different than would happen under the intestacy code, so maybe you're not married, you don't have kids, but you want to leave something to a friend or a charity, you got to come in and do planning for that. Otherwise it won't happen.
Right.
And the other important point is, people shouldn't just do it once. You got to do it throughout your whole life, because things change. So you might make a plan when your kids are small, but then when they're adults, you might come in and do an update, because now they can serve as executor of your estate. When you have great grandkids or grandkids, you might do an update because you want to leave them something. So it should be, a continuous process throughout your whole life.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So those first 4 questions Melissa had in advance, but I also can do a question at the end that you're not prepared for, just to, make a little challenge for you.
Yeah.
But it's going to be pretty easy for you, I think. So this focuses on small business formation and planning. So as you know, my role with the county as the business retention expansion manager, I work with hundreds of businesses a year, and many of them kind of early stages, like starting up and just beginning to dream and plan. Question for you is, what do you think might be one of the most common legal mistakes you see small business owners make when they're just getting started?
So it would be...
You have an answer. That was really fast.
I have an answer. It would be not thinking about succession planning.
Okay.
So a lot of times businesses start as, solo, one-member LLCs, maybe 2. And their documents don't say anything about what happens if one of them dies or one of them retires, or how the business is going to carry on. And honestly, LLCs are one of like the hardest things to deal with via probate when someone passes away. People usually do an okay job of setting up most everything to be joint with their spouse, for example. So that all happens really not naturally, non-probate. They forget about their small businesses and their LLCs. And people have to go through probate just to deal with them. And things are happening in real time. Bills need to be paid. The business needs to carry on, and nobody has the authority to do it. So building in succession planning inside the operating agreement is really important.
That's huge. That's great. What a great answer. Well, on that note, Melissa, thank you so much for being on Get to Know Shinko with me, your host, Noah Shenandoah. To learn more about and connect with the Freakley Law Group, you can visit them. You're on a couple socials. You're on Facebook and on Instagram. I know you're doing some regular content videos on that as well. You also can visit their website, which is Freakley Law Group, which is FREAKLEY. Lawgroup.com. Or you can give them a call right here in their office in Woodstock at 540-459-4504 and schedule a free consultation. So until next time, I'm Noah Shenandoah. I encourage you to get out and get to know Shinko. If you'd like to have your business featured on Get to Know Shinko, please reach out to me, John Fogel, at jfogel@shenandoahcountyva.us, or message me right here on Facebook. We appreciate you watching this video and helping me get the word out on all the amazing businesses right here in Shenandoah County.